Morning. How y'all doing? It is Tuesday, November 5th, about 11:30 in the morning as of recording this video. Election day. I am sitting in my wheelchair right now, waiting on my folks pretty much to come pick me up and take me to go vote. Had a good weekend with Joey. It had been a while since we'd spent the weekend together with activities that I couldn't participate in with scouts or him going down to St. Pete to his mom's house to celebrate birthdays. So it had been the first weekend in a little bit that we got to spend together, and it was good. We had lots of fun. He didn't want to go back to his mom's. That's become the usual. It's been the usual for a long time now. Not to say anything really bad about her, but he is a daddy's boy. He helped me work on my little riding mower this weekend. I had not too long after I got home started working on trying to get it in shape to cut grass again, because it had sat, like everything else, for 5 months doing nothing. And I tried to cut the grass inside the back fence where I let my dogs out right before I went into the hospital the first time, and I was really sick, and my little girl dog Sally, Toot Toot, what we call her, because she does that a lot. She is obsessed with digging for moles and other subterranean critters in the backyard. And usually she digs, a hole deep enough to get her front paws and head into. But when I had gone out there to cut the grass, it had been a while since I'd done it because I'd been sick and then busy and whatnot. It had grown up kind of high. She had dug a pit big enough for the front end and the deck of my little riding mower to fall into. And I didn't see it until I fell into it, and when I fell into it, the blade on the left side of my tractor hit one of their old dog toys, an old rope toy, and it got wound up in the blade. So I had to stop cutting and left it alone, and then a few days later I went into the ER with sepsis. So me and my dad a little while back worked on getting the lawnmower running, and I pulled it around to the front yard, to the driveway, so that my dad could lay on the concrete instead of in the grass, and get the rope toy off the blade. And then I went to charge the battery and discovered that for whatever reason in that 5-month period, my trickle charger gave up the ghost. So I sent it home with my dad. He's really good with electronics, and he diagnosed a bad capacitor. So he bought some new capacitors for it when he got paid this time, and is going to fix that so I don't have to go and buy another trickle charger. But it didn't charge, and with its setting, I discovered that there was a leak in the gas tank or a bad fuel line, because the gas that I had put in it to pull it around to the front had leaked out overnight. So this weekend, me and Joey pulled the gas tank out, and no cracks or anything like that I can find in the gas tank. So when I go vote today, I'm gonna run over by Tractor Supply and get some new fuel line to put in there, replace the fuel line, and hopefully that will fix that problem and I can start cutting grass again. We worked on my truck a little bit. Again, my dad and I went to get it started, get it ready to run a couple of weeks ago, and got it running, and I found that the fuel filter was leaking really bad. Seals dried out, dry rotted from setting so long. Most fuel filters are like a metal can, and the fuel filter for that truck probably about the size of an average salt shaker, and it's all metal. I like the glass ones, because with the glass fuel filters, as long as the seals hold up, they last longer, because you can actually open them up and remove the bad filter cartridge and put a new filter cartridge in, where the metal ones you can't do that. And the best thing about the glass filters is I can look at it and I can physically see what kind of sediment or trash is coming up from my gas tank. And if there's a lot of it on a constant basis, I know that I probably need to drop and flush my tank, which is something I try to do 2-3 years, every 2 or 3 years, just because sediment does build up in the bottom of the tank. I can also see if there's a lot of it in the gas after I filled up. It can tell me some basic facts about the quality of the gas that I just got. There have been times where the combination of my vehicle running rough and the look of the gas in the filter after my most recent fill up has kept me from going back to a particular gas station. Also, if I've got a no start, it's real easy to tell if it's getting gas if there's gas in the filter. So we did that, and he had a ball. He loves working on stuff with me. He looked at me the other day and says, "I'm a good little assistant, aren't I, Daddy?" And I said, "You're the best assistant." I said, "In fact, you're so smart, I think maybe I'm your assistant." And he giggled at that. He's so damn smart. So weekend was good. Truck's ready to hit the road. I'm still not ready to hit the road yet because I still can't see. Been on the phone a lot yesterday and Friday, and have run into a few snags. And yeah, it all comes back to money. It's always money, and I hate the fact that it is. But I mean, that's just my life right now. I'm so limited as to what I can do, and in order to surpass those limitations, a lot of those limitations, I need access to money that I don't have. You know, and that's all part of the reason for the GoFundMe in the first place, to help with medical bills and to help with medical procedures that aren't covered by my insurance. Because I mean, I constantly get comments, you know, you have Medicare, Medicaid, you know, everything should be covered. Everything is only covered if you're a senior, or in some cases like a mother, a single mom with children. In my case, everything is not covered, and a lot of things that are covered aren't completely covered. And like my eyes, you know, basic eye care is covered. I mean, I still had a $60 copay just for the eye exam. But in order to do away with this scarring that I have on my eyes, it requires LASIK treatments. It's not LASIK. It's not corrective laser surgery. Like it's not cosmetic laser surgery. It's not going to make it to where I don't need glasses. It's just going to make it to where I can actually see through my glasses. Because right now, especially with my right eye, I have this like scar tissue built up diagonally this way. And it makes it to where I see in triplicate. Like when I close my left eye, my right eye, I see, you know, I see me up here and I see me down here. And everything's very hazy and blurry. And that I have to have fixed with laser treatments, and it's not covered. It's covered a little bit, but the majority of it is my responsibility. And I was trying to put back some money for that, you know, and then we had to help my folks with their power pole. I had to pay a ton extra on the water bill because they couldn't really determine what the issue was. There's nothing leaking in my house. They supposedly did a pressure test of the line between the road and my house, and it came back everything okay. And they say there's nothing wrong with their meter. So it's one of those things, my fault, your fault, nobody's fault. It's still, your fault. I had to pay for that. Otherwise they shut off the water. Can't do that. And the latest, now what, was from when I got paid the first of this month, my Social Security check was $524 short. And since my home insurance and property taxes went up, I have a little over $600 every month after I pay my mortgage. So I called the Social Security Administration, and they told me that the reason for the shortage is Medicare stopped covering my Part B insurance for, doctor's visits and things like that back in August. And I was not notified. I got no letters, no phone calls, no nothing, although they do everything through snail mail. And they didn't deduct that from my Social Security checks when Medicare stopped paying for it. They let it go 3 months, August, September, October, before they pulled that money. So it's like I want to say it's like $142 a month they're going to take from my Medicare Part B. Something like that, but it ended up being $524 for 3 months, maybe a little more than 142. And my only option is to drop my Part B, which I can't do because then I won't have any coverage to go see my podiatrist for a regular doctor's visit. And I don't know if I'm going to have to see about, the only 2 bills that I have that are close to that amount is car insurance and electric bill, and can't afford to do without either one of those. So I don't know what I'm going to do going forward. I may end up having to drop my Part B. I don't know. Maybe if I can get the holes on my stump to close up, then drop the Part B, I'll be alright. Who the hell knows? So that's where I'm at with all that. I don't ever beg for assistance. I'm never going to beg for assistance. If you can and you want to, that's great. If you can't or you don't want to, that's fine too. But and I really, really don't want anybody trying to donate that is of small means. That there are a lot of people out there that are doing pretty good for themselves. And I think they're the only ones that ought to be considering contributing to campaigns like mine, or any other campaign, because at the end of the day, if you don't have enough money to live, then there's no point in trying to help anybody else out, no matter what the problem is. You should always be willing to help folks out, but you should also always see to your own house first. But on that note, if anybody knows any rich influencers or anybody recently won big on the lottery, if you want to share my campaign to them, that would be much appreciated. It's always damned if you do, damned if you don't, I always feel like I climb over one hill only for there to be three more, and maybe I get a little plateau for a few days and then another uphill climb again. It's just like, come on, man. So I'm stuck right now until I can get my eyes done. I will have Joey again tonight, though. We are going to do a trial run for him taking the bus to school and back to my house tomorrow. Up until this point, he has been parent pickup and drop off. We were concerned a little bit in the beginning with him riding the bus, being, minorly autistic, but he's ridden the bus on field trips and done really well, so we're going to try it. It's not going to be something we'll be able to do all the time because he still has his ABA therapy after school. And even though his mom lives like 3 miles, give or take, from my house, and is geographically closer to his school than I am, she is in a different zip code and zoned for a different school. So his elementary school doesn't have a bus route to her house. So we won't be able to use it on days that he's with her. But we're going to try it tomorrow and see how things go. And there may be times where it's advantageous for him to catch the bus. And he's excited. He likes riding the bus to field trips, so hopefully it'll be good. Bus stop is down the road from me. I'll have to brave driving the truck at 2 miles an hour to get him down to the bus stop. It'll be all right, though. GoFundMe is in the description, as always. Thank you all so much for your help. Election day, go vote. Whichever way you vote, you got no room to complain if your horse doesn't win the race when you didn't go vote. I'm not going to do politics on this channel, but in my opinion, it's just my opinion, the two options we have, I can't see how you can seriously vote for Kamala Harris with the damage that the previous administration has done, the current administration has done, and the fact how much better things were when Donald was in office. So I am voting for Donald Trump. If it was somebody like Tulsi Gabbard, that could be different, but you vote how you want to vote. I'm voting for Donald. That's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.